Speaking of crying, we have to talk about the new anchor of CBS Evening News. There's no crying in evening news. There might be some crying when a president is shot and assassinated right before your very eyes, like we saw with Walter Cronkite, though there was like a wiping of the eyes when he took off the glasses to report that JFK had been shot and killed. But that's as far as, that's right. That's as far as he went. That's as far as most evening news anchors would ever have gone traditionally. It's the dawn of a new day. I'm going to get to the incredible tape. Like, I literally could not believe my eyes. But I'm going to set it up first, okay? Tony Dokapool is the new CBS evening anchor. And I've got to be honest, I believe he got the role because he gave, what's his name, Ta-Nehisi Coates, a challenging interview on CBS Mornings about his 10 days in Israel, where he then declared himself an expert, which was a ridiculous proposition, and no one had been challenging him, and Tony did a good job of that. And Barry is very, very pro-Israel. Trust me, I'm aware, because she just blew up our friendship over it. And even though I'm an Israel supporter, and she hired him. She liked what he did in that interview, I'm telling you, and that's why he got this job. It was over that interview on Israel. So, okay, he does a good job on Israel, but now he comes in and he says, I get it. I'm one of you. And he gave this whole thing about, how I'm going to be listening to you, not the experts. Well, that's honestly not the answer. Just follow the facts, please. It's not that you need the common viewer to tell you what the news is. You are too reliant on experts in mainstream news. That's true. But the facts are what matters. It's so pandery to say I'm just going to listen to you and do what you tell me. That's not it either. So they're scrambling. They're desperate for viewers. They're not going to get them. The era of the evening news anchor is over. So nobody says it better, as far as I'm concerned, than Adam Corolla, who is such an astute observer of the media business and of life and of America. And he went on a tear yesterday in response to this Tony Dokoupil, no more experts, just you, and I'm going to listen. And I, too, have shared in your frustrations, none of which is evidenced by his own coverage over the years, by the way. He doesn't sound like a frustrated, I can't stand the mainstream news media anchor at all. But here's Adam Corolla responding to that bit, which we played yesterday on the show. But now here's Adam's response, SOT 28.
He's going to explain to us with all these stories what happened.
Hunter Biden's laptop or the president's fitness for office. The point is, on too many stories, the press has missed the story because we've taken into account the perspective of advocates and not the average American.
All right, pause there. All right, that's fine. You didn't miss the story. You lied about the story. And yes, you did listen to advocates. By the way, you're not supposed to listen to advocates. You're supposed to go do the research and crunch the numbers, not listen to people who work for this organization or that organization who have an agenda. You don't need to talk to the average American either. You're a news organization. Does COVID kill healthy kids? No. Okay, we got our answer. Go do some fucking work. Yeah. Don't talk to me. Let's go do some journalisming.
I love him so much. Your thoughts on that take?
I like the phrase journalisming. Is that what he said? Journalisming.
Like as a verb. Yeah.
I haven't seen the show yet, so I don't know. I don't know what exactly they're doing on the show. I don't get this move towards the notion of we're going to talk to normal, ordinary people. At the same time, as you and I both know, all wisdom is not found in New York and Washington. So if they can find a way to infuse the journalism with a conception of what's really going on in the country, I'm all for that. But I don't understand the sort of concept of we're going to listen to what you want on the show or whatever it is they mean. I want to see how it plays out, but I don't get it.
But let me tell you something. That is bullshit. Pandering. That's what that was by Tony Dokoupil. I'm going to be listening to you. I'm not going to be like these other guys. His coverage prior to taking this role does not support that he does that at all. And no one was making him be a biased leftist in the tank for leftist ideals. He's married to MSNBC's Katie Tur, which tells us a lot, first of all. Here he is. We just went back just to do a brief search to see how he covered some of the more controversial stories that have been in the news over the past few years. This is September 21st, 2021, talking about the alleged incident in which the very mean, bad border patrol whipped the Haitian migrants crossing the border. Watch.
Images along the border are shocking, and the bar is high for shocking images along the border. You've called them horrific. What did the president say? How did he feel when he saw them?
He also felt they were horrific and horrible. I don't know anyone who could watch that video and not have that emotion.
That looks like
this was more than 24 hours after it had broken that these were very questionable images, and the Reuters photographer was already saying that's not what they showed. But they ran with it. Tony Dokoupil got on there, set it up with Jen Psaki. Shocking, horrific. That was the misinformation they fed to their viewers. But now he wants to say it was all about the trust of experts, Mark, and he's going to be the one to correct that imbalance.
it looked like that lady from MSNBC a little bit. Pardon me, MS Now on there.
Yeah, right.
Look, you know this as well as anyone. The way to succeed as a communicator is to be true to who you really are and what you believe, and to be consistent. And he's going to have to explain as he goes forward. If he does want to build trust, which is what what they claim they want to do, he's going to have to explain moments like that and how they're consistent with the notion of the current ethos that they're espousing, or it's not going to work.
He ran into the leftist narrative because it was negative about Trump. He ran to it, as has his network from the start of Trump's emergence as a national political figure. So there is zero reason to believe that the new, I'm listening to you, the common man, Tony Dokoupil, is going to do any better. And by the way, it's all the same producers there who have been there. And those are the ones who really generate the content. The anchor in that role is more of just a presenter. Yeah,
CBS has always been a producer-driven news division as compared to some other places, as opposed to, as you said, to correspondent and anchor. And they've fired some people. Some people have gone. But I absolutely agree with you. Unless they determine who's ready to be a fair-minded person and run a different kind of shop, the vision that David Ellison and Barry Weiss have laid out is not going to be realized.
So back to Adam Corolla, who had further thoughts on why newsrooms, and you've worked in a lot of them, have deteriorated so, and in particular, gone woke. Watch.
Women are women first. Guys can separate. Shall we cover Hunter Biden's laptop? No, we should not. Why not? It's a news story. It hurts our guy.
Right.
And we hate the other guy. So it's gynofascism. We took women who are emotional, and that's good for raising kids, and it's good for many things.
It might be good for ratings for a while.
It's not good for journalism.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not wrong. He's not wrong that like the feminization of the approach to news did open a door to wokeism. It did. Like, lead with your heart. It's all about empathy, as opposed to just like, what are the facts? The facts are biological sex is biological sex, and you cannot change it. That's just one example, okay? But here's where I am going to challenge my friend Adam. It is not just women who have feminized newsrooms. And here is where the crying, I promised you, comes in. Tony Dokoupil is trying to promote his new role as the evening news anchor, in what was once Dan Rather's shoes, and before that, Walter Cronkite. And this video, I didn't ask for this video, Mark Halperin. I was watching Twitter, watching X, and you know how you play one video, and if it expires, another one just plays? That is how this came to me. It's not like we're stalking his social media. They put this out to promote his new role as the CBS evening news anchor. And Adam Corolla, you want to talk feminization of the newsroom? I give you the new CBS evening news anchor in a clip he's promoting.
You said this is your favorite place in the world. Why? Why South Florida and Miami?
What? It makes me emotional. It's so funny. I didn't think it would catch it.
He's crying.
Because you only have one child, right? So, let me get a second here.
Wiping his eye.
I can relate. This is home.
Now his other eye. Now his first eye again.
People will to help people understand why I have such a reaction.
Now his other eye.
Florida is where I grew up.
First eye again.
We didn't get a lot of sleep.
Second eye.
Yeah, my grandmother's here, my father, my mother, my aunts and uncles, cousins. And it's where I would have spent all of my childhood, but we left because my father, he got in some trouble with business. It's like, we laugh about it now, but he was a drug dealer. But the reason it's so emotional for me is because I feel like I was robbed of the full Miami experience. So when I come back, I'm always like,
oh my God. Oh my God. I know. It's a no. It's a no, Mark Halperin. I thought for sure that story was going to end in, and they were all killed in a house fire. I was the sole survivor, in which case I would have excused the multiple tears that preceded it. It turns out the dad had some problems. I'm sorry to hear it. The sobbing, the repeated, the voice quivering, the inability to recover. What is that?
First of all, the guy's got hella good hair. So I give him that. Look, it's the fact that they put it out, because I don't begrudge anybody crying over their family. I cry when I talk about my family sometimes.
You do too.
But I wouldn't. I wouldn't put it out.
You would never cry like that on the air. You lie. You're just being a nice guy.
I'm saying I wouldn't.
Never.
I might, but I wouldn't. But my point is, it wasn't live. They chose to put it out. The point you made originally. I don't know why they chose to put it out. It just. And the feminization of news, it's in business, it's in universities, it's in the law, and it's a fascinating topic. And again, you don't need to publish everything. You can record something and then put that on the shelf.
A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to someone from Birch Gold Group? They use an educational approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, you just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy before January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898. Claim your eligibility today. Again, text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.